Hello, my name is George Pouliot. I grew up in Minnesota and now live in Pontiac, Illinois. I was working in Montana with the railroad as an agent telegrapher when I received notice to report for my pre-induction physical. I took my physical in Butte, Montana on February 21, 1951. I was drafted and sworn in on April 16th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I was sent by train to Fort Lewis, Seattle, Washington for processing. On the 24th of April, I went by troop train to Chicago, and from there to Camp Gordon, Augusta, Georgia. I had 6 weeks of basic infantry training, and upon completion of basic, was transferred to Student Company 12, the Southeastern Signal School. My training there was for high-speed radio operator. The course consisted of 7 hours of basic signal communications, 702 hours International Morse Code, 64 hours radio procedure, 112 hours of field radio sets, 40 hours tactical traffic, 49 hours operating field equipment, and 120 hours radio tape relay communications. I was promoted to PFC upon graduating from school December 8, 1951. I reported to Fort Lawton, Seattle, Washington on December 28th for deployment to the Far East, possibly Korea. We left port aboard the USS General M.M. Patrick on January 10, 1952. We were serenaded by the U.S. Navy Band, and among the songs was "Gonna Take a Sentimental Journey," and then "Anchors Aweigh" as we were pulling out. The journey was plagued by seasickness and very rough seas. We arrived in Yokohama, Japan on January 28th. I was sent to Camp Drake, Tokyo for processing and assignment. I was assigned Japan Signal Service Battalion, Signal Operations Company, 8060th Army Unit, Yokohama, Japan. My duties there were to send and receive Morse code messages with other military stations in Japan. I also operated radio teletype equipment, plus pulling guard duty at times. There was a battalion exec officer, a Major Shivers, who at times was very strict, and then there were times you didn't know how to take him. One such time, as I was coming back from the supply room with my clean linens, I was carrying them in my right hand, and when I saw the major coming, I shifted them to my left hand. As I was about to render a salute, the major saluted first, and I returned the salute. As we met, he said, "Aha, I beat you to it." We both got a chuckle out of that. On March 1st, 1953, I was sent to Camp Drake, Tokyo for processing to come home. I came down with pneumonia and a blood infection, and spent a month in the Tokyo Army Hospital, where I was given a lot of penicillin. On the 16th of April, I left Japan aboard Flying Tiger Airlines, stopped at Wake Island and Hawaii, and then to Travis Air Force Base, California, then to Camp Stoneman, California, and then to Camp Carson, Colorado, where I received my honorable discharge on April 26, 1953, still a PFC. My decorations include the National Defense Ribbon and Medal, the Korean Service Ribbon and Medal, and the United Nations Ribbon and Medal. Thank you for visiting our museum.